still like recordings, we tried to extend it so that it would be long, there'd be a longer version of it. But we kept kind of falling apart. And so when we just started repeating it, and it made more sense. But I remember thinking, you know, kind of like Sales of Charon, gypsy riff. And he happens to be a gypsy guitar player, but he's also the best guitar player in the world.
Well, what part of the song did we write first? Like, that's what I can't remember. Like,
well, the first or second, I think it was the verse. We just kind of grooved up the verse for a long ass time. The chorus almost, you know us.
Did Art
verse heavy? Verse heavy. Verse?
No, verse heavy. Did Art have the melody?
Okay, Maria?
Yeah. Or was it like an acoustic jam for the longest?
I think it was like that. And he met Maria. Hey.
Life without you exists in
Scale of 101.
101.
Alright, so we're heading to the Echo to play with Piebald and Hot Rod Circuit. And I've asked Justo if he recalls anything remarkable or specific about the writing of the songs for Lady Melody. And the only thing he had to offer was gypsy melodies for Hey Maria after watching the Red Violin, which I don't recall. I really don't recall writing the sort of the main riff for Hey Maria. Okay, here's something I wanted to cover, because I covered it in the Aim to Please playthrough. You remember Art not having lyrics for Aim to Please when we drove to the blasting room and being super pissed off at him? I remember you being completely up in arms at the idea of, like, we're recording the record and he didn't have lyrics.
I think we're always just kind of used to that. Most of our lyrics are like jazz lyrics. It's just,
I remember being pissed
melodic.
about that.
Melodic scat.
Like, I don't remember ever rehearsing that song with him even having sort of the melody kind of drawn through. I've got a couple 4-tracks, but my 4-track's busted, so I can't get a decent mix out of it.
I got a 4-track.
Do the motors work?
Yeah.
Why don't you mail it to me?
Yeah, you can try it out.
Well, I need my cassettes are at home, so we're at a
We're
at a
You're
stalemate.
in LA right now. You just fly over.
'Cause I don't have any room in my bag because my brother gave me a bunch of shirts.
Brother, take shirts back.
It became a 230-pound monster, and he didn't account for having a bunch of clothes to get rid of. Before I got this shirt, it's pretty nice. Fits good.
That's Frank's shirt.
Frank Turner. It's kind of weird. I remember Who Brings a Knife to a Gunfight being called Tough Song. Like, that was the working, but it's not even the toughest song. Like, Aim to Please is way tougher.
Yeah, I remember Aim to Please. Just the whole interlude was a riff or like a part of a song I had been working on forever. It was just kind of like weird parts. Kept trying to like fit in different songs. And then I think Bill forced us to write one more song before we showed up to the bathroom. He said, okay, I like the music you have, but we need one more.
Really?
We're like, yeah. And he's like, what do you mean one more? He's like, yeah, one more. So write one more song. I think it was his way of pushing us and testing us and forcing us to write a completely new song that was not yet ready. Kind of gave us like 6 days to do it.
The back half songs were definitely the stronger songs. That's that I distinctly remember, because the first 6 demoed were Catch and Release, Foreign Friendly, Lady Melody, Segue, She Looks Good, and
Helicopter. Let's do it.
LAPD Helicopter. I don't understand how helicopters work. Like, there's no reason it should be able to do what it's doing right now.
I'll explain the physics.
But then the back half songs where he's like, these are okay. Why don't you send me some more? I don't need a fancy demo. And then it's like, okay, Gypsy Queen, Jesus Alive and Well, Hey Maria, Lexington Queen, Aim to Please. Like, definitely the better songs. I'm almost kind of bummed. Like, if we had written 2 more songs after Aim to Please, what would those have been?
Well, there was that one song that was fantastic, and I thought we should have recorded it. Somehow we all agreed not to record it.
Bounce?
No, it was the one that sounded like Si Cuchillo, and it had this crazy outro, and it was really cool. I
What
really
was the
dug it.
hook?
I can't remember, but I remember like
Did we ever record it?
we have it on these weird demos, and when we got to the studio, we even told Bill, "Hey, Bill, man, we were thinking about recording that song too, but we realized that we weren't going to do it because we all had decided on it." He's like, "Who decided on it?" Apparently, this magical vote that took place really never took place, and nobody agreed on it. Everybody just thought nobody else wanted to record it. But I felt it was one of our strongest songs, and it never got recorded. You don't recall what song?
I don't recall this song. I need a little. Give me something. Give me. Hum me a tune.
The verse essentially of Si Cuchillo was kind of what was left over that we kind of extracted from it. And you even did this guitar part that I went and later heard on a Sparta song, and I remember thinking, "Yeah, we did something very similar to this."
Are you sure you didn't make
Yes,
this
I'm not
up?
making this up. And I remember hearing Sparta do it, thinking,
Give me a Sparta
Oh,
song.
sure,
Give me a
just one
frame of
more.
reference.
I don't know the names of any songs. Or do you remember the names of bands?
Fair. Are
It's
you
off
sure?
of Porcelain.
That record's dope. Sparta's super dope. I really like them.
Remember I hadn't seen you in years? Maybe like 5 years. And then I saw you at the Sparta concert at the House of Blues. We were both standing in the back. We looked over.
Like, hey, you like Sparta? I like Sparta. Yeah, that was a weird era.
That's when you got abducted by the aliens.
Basically.
Not the illegal aliens.
The riff stealing aliens. I don't think we could call them that anymore. I think we gotta call them undocumented persons. Except my cousin Johnny. I think he's still illegal. Oh man. Remember when we stayed in Atlanta with my crazy family and we decided like 2 hours into being there, like, this is probably a bad idea. We should get out of here.
Yeah, I don't. Now that you bring it up, I think I remember.
Yeah, it was terrible. Like, it was like feloniously terrible. And we're like, hey, we should, yeah, we gotta go. We gotta start driving to the next show. It's like, you guys are playing Atlanta? Yeah, we gotta go.
Hot.
It was pretty hot. I saw a Twitter post the other day, and the dude was talking about like doing full US tours for months on end with just MapQuest printouts. And then my only response and anecdote to that was, you were the worst at following MapQuest.
Who, me?
Yes, you.
No, I was the best. It's kind of completely backwards.
Absolutely not true.
Oh.
I would wake up in the middle of the night in a panic, like, we should have changed up directions at some point. Like some innate sense of like having to move. Like, hey, where are we? Oh, the 84. Like, no, we were supposed to get off on the 48.
No, you're talking about Gabriel. Gabriel got tired once and fell asleep and didn't tell anybody and put us behind schedule like 4 hours.
Yeah, that was on brand. Always insisted on driving in the middle of the night, but
And he decided to sleep. He's like, which was responsible if he's tired. But if had he been that tired, he should have woken us up because we needed to make the time.
there's a reason I'd fall asleep right after the show to be able to drive first thing in the morning. Hey, did they finally completely paint over the murals of the little kids right here
No,
on
they're
the
over
101?
They're all jacked
The
up.
little kid holding the basketball with the UCLA t-shirt.
All right here.
All of these used to be different murals back in the
Yeah,
day.
they used to
Yeah,
be
just like the
NASA.
space one. Yeah, I remember that.
Space with like statues, like leaning
Yeah.
in statues.
One stupid person painted like graffiti on it.
What a scumbag. Like, whoever put this STP shit here, or Ozzy DI, like,
Well, this is D.O. I forgot the O. Ozzy D.O. on tour.
Dio's dead. I gotta see Dio.
He'll never die.
Dio was super kick-ass. It was Dio, Motorhead, and the only act that could show both them up was Maiden, and it was super fantastic. And I would say
Is that the Verizon Amphitheater?
it was at Irvine.
Oh, yeah. That's the Irvine.
Oh, it was super
I was there.
kick-ass. No, you weren't.
Dude,
I was.
I was there. Look at there's a mural of the little kids.
Yeah, they tagged on the heads of all the little kids. Like, that's just like, why would you be a dick? You could tag right there. There's 100,000 places you could tag that don't involve over iconic faces that were painted. Like, I think they painted them for the Olympics when they were in Los Angeles. What was that? 84?
And then they redid them real nice.
Think this guy really drove from New Jersey? Jamie, who's the big emo band to come from New Jersey?
I don't know. There's a lot from Long
From
Island.
Long Island, right? Like Saves the Days, Long
Still
Island.
trains from Jersey.
Still trains from Jersey. But like Thursday and all those guys are Long Island, huh?
Movie Life. Yeah.
I'm just taking the
Next
101
Sunday.
since
I think My Chemical Romance from Jersey, no? If not, in New York.
Maybe? I don't know. What else you remember about making Lady Melodies?
I remember that we drove down there and we had to cancel a show, which was Vans Off the Wall show.
With
TSOL.
TSOL and Death by Stereo, I think.
No, not Death by Stereo. I don't think. Was it Suicide Machines? No,
Mm,
I think it was Suicide Machines. They had that?
that sounds about right.
Well, one night to Wilton and one night was it Soma? So,
Yes.
And-
We canceled the Soma show.
because we needed to drive.
We had to
Oh,
drive
Only
all
time
the
we
way
really
there.
just bailed on a show. We had to let them know.
Yeah.
But you packed the van for that whole thing. We took gear and amp-heads. I used the cabinets from the Stasi room, and you forgot my bass. So the bass was the last thing tracked, and
What'd you use?
well,
Did we mail it?
Your mom mailed it out.
Thanks, Mom. She also packed delicious burritos for us to take over there.
Yeah, she did. That enabled us not to stop. Like, hey,
Yeah. In fact, the only reason I think Bill did the record was he had some of my mom's cooking because he stayed at our house. We did pre-production at the old Kung Fu on the Vandals equipment in their rehearsal room. And Bill stayed at my house, so we took him to King Taco in East LA. And then my mom made like huevos rancheros in the morning, and she packed a bunch of like picadillo burritos, and we were just grubbing them all day during pre-production. And you remember that? Doing pre-pro there? And then playing Hope with Bill, and he looked like he was just going to completely break Gabriel's drums. Like, he had a middle of the road, like made in Korea Pearl kit, and they were okay enough. And Bill playing them, it just looks like they were going to fucking
I think
disintegrate.
he knocked one of his cymbals over.
Yeah, they just look
Hit
like,
it, the whole thing tilted.
Yeah.
Fell.
he totally pushed the limits. And
I remember when we jammed with him, because we played that song our whole Young Lives, and we were possibly playing it faster than the Descendants do. So I tried to warn him or something. I was like, "Hey man, we might." And I was talking about tempo. He clicked us off middle of my quick little.
yeah, he's like, "Don't, I'm not
He
going to."
clicked me off in the mid sentence, and then he proceeded to rock faster and harder than we ever played. And we were just trying to keep up with them, which was pretty funny because then I thought, "Oh yeah, they play it faster."
And his one caveat was playing Jesus Alive and Well. And he played it a lot better than Gabriel does. It was just different. It sounded like Bill Stevenson playing Jesus Alive and Well. So even though it was kind of note for note the same, it was,
Had more jazz influence.
yeah, it was just more feel, more power, more conviction,
More dynamics.
more dynamics, more talent, But I remember it being really cool because I remember Bill didn't say a whole lot. Is that like a tent community or a swap meet?
Indoor swamping?
Oh, it's
that's like
on the
yeah,
roof
that's
of a
like-
parking
that's like a
structure.
swap.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Get off Echo Park Boulevard.
Cool park. Yeah, but I remember like him just taking it in. Like we'd finish and there wasn't an immediate like, hey, we should maybe cut the bar out of there or do something like that. It was just sort of a blank stare and then like, yeah, I think you guys should play that again. And Art, maybe don't do this. And Gabriel transitioned to the hats before you go to the crash. But there wasn't a lot of it was more like scalpel work than it was like taking a hatchet. He really didn't touch the songs very much. Which I think in retrospect was kind of a nod to like writing some serious songs if Bill really didn't have much.
Maybe it's not his style to.
Well, no, because I know he does records where he's like involved in the writing.
Hmm.
And he'll like help write the songs and it's like serious pre-production. And this was just more like,
Glendale Boulevard.
But no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like slash.
it becomes Sunset if you go west, east if you continue that way. Damn, G, don't crash your truck. Have you guys seen these Giorgio Armani leather pants? They were stolen from this person's car while they were in Data Market buying a jar of fig jam. Just brought them back from the tailor and never worn them. They have a weird body. They fit only them. They want them back. Find my Armani pants at gmail.com. We can do this together.